Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. This is TCG World's Metaverse AMAs here on May 19th, 2023. Hope you all have an amazing week. We are here Friday, and I have some people in the room here. As you can see, it's a little bit different, and we're extremely excited to showcase some really cool partnerships that we have just announced. If you have seen that in our socials, we have been very active these last 24 hours, and yes, we are here right on the cusp of those press releases. I'm going to do some quick introductions here. We have obviously my co-host here, John Dixon. Hey, how you doing, John?
I'm doing great. It's going to be a good one, this one. Can't wait.
It's going to be a good one. I feel it. I feel it, man, in the room. And as you can see, we have, folks, some new faces here in the room with me. Let me start off with Andy. Andy, here, you're from Joke. If you don't mind giving us a quick introductions for the new faces here.
Yeah, hi, everyone. Really pleased to be here. I love the enthusiasm from you guys. So I'm Andy. I'm one of the co-founders of the Joke Project, along with Simon, and can't wait to share the news and tell you what's going on.
Excellent, Andy. And then so going on the heels of that, you have your partner here, Simon, from the Joke as well. Hey, Simon.
Yeah, hi guys. Pleased to see everybody. Great to be here with TCG. You're going to hear about our projects and obviously what we're going to do with TCG World and others. We genuinely started our project as a joke 2.5 years ago, so no doubt we'll get a bit more in depth into that.
Excellent. And then, of course, we have Derek here. Derek, give us a quick introduction for yourself from the Key, too.
Hey, how's it going? I'm the CEO of GemX and the Key 2. I'm coming live from Las Vegas currently, and we've got a lot of information for you guys. So
perfect. Thank you.
Looking forward to it.
Excellent. All right. Well, here we go. This is going to be a bit of a different show for you all today. We're going to start in with introducing our partners here as far as like what just happened with these press releases that just came out. We're extremely excited about it. Andy and Simon are going to take us through what the Joke partnership is and what it's all about, what's coming. They're going to take us through that. And then we're going to go through also some technology piece of it that we saw in that Key 2 press release as well. Those two pieces are going to be coupled together, but they are very important. We want to give them their stage platform here as well. So why don't we go ahead and start off with Andy and Simon? Why don't you go ahead and let us know about your project and why you decided to partner with TCG World?
Go for it, Andy.
So Simon has always had a love of comedy, everybody. He will tell you that in a little bit more detail. Just a little bit of background. Simon and I have been involved in marketing, 30 years. I know we don't look it. I've been in the creative side 30 years. Simon's been in the SEO side 30 years and one of the world's leading people in that. And a few years ago, we were asked by a client and a couple of other clients to market some crypto projects. And we were like, well, we need to understand a little bit more. And Simon had a lot more knowledge of it than I did. So we decided to launch our own project called the Joke Project. And it was as a bit of a joke, but just to learn how to launch them and market around them. And, we ended up doing some NFTs. We did the token, did the NFTs. And we started looking to put shows into the metaverse as well for comedians. And it just grew out of all proportion. And what started as a joke, as Simon said, is certainly not a joke anymore. We're currently, we've been running shows in metaverses. We've had 15 to 20,000 people view some of our comedy shows. We've got connections with comedians across the UK, the US, some really big household names, some lesser known ones. And the whole project really is about bringing comedy to the world, wherever people may be. It doesn't matter what country they're in, what age they are, what the background is, what technology they have access to. We want to bring comedy to everybody. That's the root of what we're doing. And the reason for that is that we see, particularly with COVID, the world just went really serious. People got really serious. There's a lot of depression out there, a lot of mental health problems, and comedy is one of the things that you can wake up to and smile to. It can bring a real big smile to your face. It can make you laugh. It can change your mood. And, the last 2.5 years for Simon and myself, we have had such a blast. We've had so much fun. We've met some amazing people. We've built a great community, of some of which I'm hoping are on here tonight from our Discord channel. They've made lifelong friends. They've had fun. They've had laughter. And that's really, really important to us. So the project is about bringing comedy to the world, wherever people may be. And I think it's also important to say that it's not just about famous comedians. We want to give a platform to every level of comedian wherever they are. So it could be a comedian from the UK where we're based who's relatively unknown, can reach new audiences around the world, and comedians from Australia, from Germany, from Singapore, from the US can perform to audiences they ordinarily wouldn't do. And there's a lot of other stuff behind the project. But Simon, do you want to fill in on a few bits there?
Yeah, look, the important thing is we want to bring people an experience that most people haven't experienced. I've seen so many comedy shows that, like, I don't really watch comedy on TV anymore. I don't really watch it on Netflix because it is such a different experience to experience it in person. And now we can actually make that happen. Like our first show that Andy and I put on in another metaverse a very long time ago, we got caught talking in the background and chucked out of our own show. So, the real opportunity here is everybody would say that they love comedy, right? But we're at a juncture where we're able to now take people from across the world into a room and experience comedy for real, right? And it is so different when you're actually in the room, not just because you're with friends, but because you can have that debate with the comedian. You can experience people laughing around you. It's a bit like saying, say I'm a football fan or a soccer fan, as you guys in the States would say, but everyone would say that, but you've not been to the game. And until you've been to the game and been in the room and you can feel that atmosphere, we can achieve that, and we will achieve that with TCG. So the connections we've built up, I can't believe how our lives have changed over the last 2 years of running this project. Like I say, we genuinely started it as a joke, and we are now the number one. We can honestly say we're the number one comedy project in the metaverse. But more importantly, with what we're doing with TCG and what we're going to do with Keys, is the actual monetization of that process and being able to put the control back in the hands of the comedians and the clubs. So a lot of people that are performing on stages worldwide, they're not getting paid, or they're not actually getting paid what they're worth. Like I was talking to a guy yesterday in Salt Lake City. He's got a club there, and if he puts somebody on the stage, they're typically getting paid about $100 to fill up a room. And I don't fundamentally think that is right. Even if he took a percentage of the bar. But I've also talked to comedians who've, they have to bring friends to a show to get onto the stage. And how many people is that curtailing from being able to perform? But we've created relationships with some of the biggest comedy management groups. We are involved with most of the big clubs like the Gotham, the Comedy Store, New York, Stand Up New York. Let's not forget the Frog and Bucket in Manchester, because it's one of the most famous clubs in the UK. Loads of the big names created their careers there. Some of the biggest names that are worldwide stars started on that stage, and the relationship we've got with them. I was talking to a guy today who he has 900 comedians that he can bring us. He runs the biggest comedy festival in Europe, and a lot of that talent we will be bringing to TCG. Equally, the guy I was speaking to yesterday was naming name after name after name from the US. And I'm I love comedy. It's my thing. And I'd not heard of them. So we're going to get to showcase talent from across the world. You could be sat in Australia. We're going to be streaming from clubs in Australia, New Zealand, France, Denmark, Norway, the UK. Obviously, we've got comedy from across the globe. So it truly will be a global festival.
Yeah, so I think what's really important to say as well, quickly, Simon's often talked about, people don't understand that the metaverse it'll replace social media as we know it. Because if I can watch comedy on Netflix or YouTube, and I can do it on my phone or my TV, it's a flat experience. Equally, if I'm on Facebook, for example, it's a flat experience. The interaction's limited. With the metaverse, it becomes a much more social interaction. Now, when we've run shows before, people hang around and they chat and they go off and do other things in the metaverse. Now, that's really important. The relation we've seen with our own community, people become friends from opposite sides of the world. I mean, really good friends
Hmm.
socially because they met within our experience, let's call it. And I think that you can't put a price on that. So it's not just about the comedy. It's not just about the comedians. It's about the social experience that brings people together. And that is just priceless. And
Also,
that's
as well, I mean, we're doing it right now. It's 1 p.m., I think, roughly where you are, and it's 6 p.m.-ish where we are. You've got that global time zone thing where, in theory, you'll be able to catch something at 10 p.m. every hour of the day, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So it's that feeling of you can attend, you know, a comedy club at any time of the day and have post-Watershed comedy anytime you want.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that's really exciting for me because, it's going to be amazing having all these different varieties around the world and having something for everybody at every time of the days.
I
It's like-
cannot stress, like I cannot stress how different an experience it is to be in the room. Like my personal experience of getting into comedy was because when I was much younger than I am now, I was a very geeky guy, found it difficult to talk to girls, and the easiest date to take a young lady on was to take her to a comedy club, and you both had a laugh together and you had something to talk about afterwards, and you didn't have to talk during the date, right? But that's how I got into comedy. That's how I ended up going to 2 or 3 comedy nights a week, right? But I'm sure I really am excited about bringing new eyes and new people to see a different experience.
I was watching a stand-up comedy routine on Netflix the other night, and I knocked my drink over, and I didn't get shouted at by the comedian on screen. I mean,
It's a flat experience, John. That's what we're talking about.
It's a flat experience. That's what I want. That engagement. You know, I want to go to the toilet and have everyone look at me.
Yeah. So speaking of that, so I think one thing I wanted to highlight on that you had mentioned, Andy and Simon, you were also mentioning too, is, you know, this is an immersive experience we're talking about in the metaverse, comparative to like watching a Netflix recording. You know, I don't heckle at comedy shows, but there are typically a heckler in the room. Normally there is. So are we saying that, you know, the laughs in real time in the metaverse we'll hear, the conversations that may happen in the room, you know, that subtle conversation that's going on, that vibrations of just the lively experience within the room, like they'll be able to feel that for the most part from a virtual sense? Is that kind of what we're getting at here with this experience?
Yeah, and this was a breakthrough moment for us, that when we ran our very first show in the metaverse, we walked in and it was just a Netflix special. So a guy called Ted Alexandro, who's a friend of ours now, we've been talking to him for 18 months. He's Jim Gaffigan's warm-up act. Now, Ted's special was being shown on the wall as effectively just a video, but me, as somebody who understands what it feels like to be in a comedy club, being in that room, you could actually feel it was 95% of the way there, and it was so good.
Yeah, you can hear people eating snacks, and
well, we don't want to hear that.
And they're having. Yeah, you don't like it, but I chuckle because I could hear somebody crunching something.
That's what makes it feel real, right? As real as possible.
They were having a glass of wine and some snacks watching it. Which is brilliant.
Well, guys,
let's different languages. You've got different languages there as well.
I absolutely. This is fantastic. Like, this is what we've been all talking about at TCG World, and we're going to get into some of the utility that we've been mentioning about these experiences and so forth with Derek here soon. But when I think about like how you met David Evans, a brilliant man and everything, and how you guys got together and how this partnership took, from what you told me before, a while in the making this is. And finally, we're here on stage, finally able to talk about it. I'm curious to kind of like, just if you can tell me like how you and David, you know, you guys made that match work. How do you guys see this working in the future? I think we have some materials of a potential event that we're talking about as well. If you don't mind, maybe we go into this segue into that piece as well.
Yeah, so two of our community members met the TCG World team in Vegas, right, Andy, was it?
I think it was Vegas. Yeah, it was Mark and Antoine. We couldn't get because we couldn't get from the UK at that point. But Mark and Antoine went on our behalf. That's how good our community is. They went. You know, they're not part of the project. They're just part of our. Well, they are part of our project, of course. But they went to Vegas and they met people there, and it all happened from that, didn't it, Simon?
Yeah, and then we were recently at NFT Miami, and we met Derek out there. obviously Derek's going to tell the exciting thing is how we're going to plug in the utility to in real world benefits for people, because when you get to hear about keys and how the NFTs will work to give you all sorts of benefits, not just inside TCG, but ticketing events, backstage access, right? So when comedians are performing, afterwards, maybe VIPs will be able to go into a private room and talk with them, get one-to-ones, one to a few, in real life, being able to get discounts at clubs. All of this sort of thing will be possible with what we're building now with Derek and with you guys.
Yeah, and we were so excited on our side just to see, the key to comedy, or the experiences that we will be able to create both in real life and in TCG World.
Excellent.
I think also going back to the point with David as well, we've met a lot of people in the Web3 space over the last couple of years. Some brilliant people, don't get me wrong, amazing people. And I think when we started having conversations with David, it was pretty clear that he had a passion, he was genuine, he wanted to collaborate, which is one of the nice things about this space. We were having meetings, and he's a really busy guy. We get that now. And when we were in, he should have been going to Miami. He didn't get, and he said, "Oh, I'll have a meeting with you." So we had a Zoom meeting from Miami to where David is, even though we're in the UK. It was all a bit weird and a bit crazy. And we had a really good meeting with him. And he said, we'd laid out some kind of opportunity, and he went, "Great, let's do it." And we were like, "Oh, this is amazing." And literally instantly said, "Oh, I know a guy in Miami you need to speak to." And he put us in touch with Derek, and we met Derek then, I think, 2 nights later. And we had a really good night with Derek and really connected with Derek. And it's like everything was just aligned for it to happen. And it was really, really cool, really good.
It was a really cool experience getting to know you guys and getting to hear about this project in real life. I mean, it is absolutely amazing. What you guys have done is amazing. I think this is a really good group of people that David put together here. And, obviously we're really, really excited about it.
I'm going to throw up the materials, guys, so we could start talking about a little bit about the partnership a little bit more in detail. If you guys, Simon or Andy, you want to kind of go through it, I'm going to flash it up on the screen now. Obviously we have the big thing, it's like there is an event coming, right? So I'm not going to take the thunder. I'm going to let you guys go through these materials, but yes, I have them queued up for the viewers to take a look at while you talk through them.
And I've not got it on screen.
No, not that I can see it.
No,
either.
but I'm on page 1. Go ahead. Page 1, and then I'm moving to page 2. Page 2's up now. Yeah, go ahead.
Several versions of it today.
Yes. But yeah, so we have so for the viewers who are looking at the fact that we've named the event Roasted.
Yes.
So let's go ahead and jump into that piece.
So Simon, go about the name Roasted. We had over 200 names from our community and what we did. And Simon came up with one. So you explain.
Well, I came up with part of it. Credit part of it goes to David as well, obviously, because one of the names I'd come up with was Roast, because we all love a comedy roast. And David appended it with ED. So we're Roasted. But we did put it in front of a lot of comedians and clubs and promoters, and obviously the community that we've built up on Discord as well. And everybody so far has loved it. So we did obviously need a name that can be stand out. And this is not a one-off event. This is going to be continual content. Obviously through August is where the festival is scheduled for. But post-August, we will be running events in TCG day in, day out. We want to get to the point where we'll be running 24/7. And there's no reason why we can't have comedy from all over the globe every minute of every day.
I've got page 3 up for you there. Comedians. Yeah, you can see this now on page 3. Yeah, John, that 100 plus comedians you guys are throwing out there right now. A 4-week global comedy festival.
4-week global festival and it will be truly global. So if you look at some of the festivals that are out there now, the bigger ones like Edinburgh, there's a lot of comedians that are struggling to afford to go to some of these festivals now. When you're talking about, with the guy we were talking to today, over £20,000 to attend for a month, and people standing at the end of their gig with a bucket in their hand saying, did you like the show? Put some money in. Now, that shouldn't be happening either. But we're with the connections we've now built up through Jessica Toomey at the Frog and Bucket and people in the States. And we're talking to more and more people daily. The guy I spoke to today, he's got 900 comedians that he can offer us. So we are going to build what will be, not could, will be the biggest festival on earth for comedy and the biggest brand under Roasted with TCG. And this will be ongoing content for you guys forever. You know, there's no reason why this cannot be the Netflix of comedy. And that's like, I want to tell people that I was talking to, and this is not a secret really in the industry now, but I was talking to Comedy Central over 3 years ago about them building a collaborative YouTube channel. And a lot of our clients earn hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from YouTube. And we were talking to Comedy Central about them building what we envisaged to be the biggest YouTube channel on the planet by putting hundreds of comedians into one channel. They just couldn't get their head around it. I jokingly went and bought the domain name comedydecentral.com and said, if you're not going to do it, I'll do it. And everything after that is history. But yeah, well, that's part of the legacy that I hope that there's a picture of that at some point in the future, that, you know, Comedy Decentral has now morphed itself into the Roasted Festival.
Yeah, and more, and others.
And a lot more, yeah.
You're talking about
just to reiterate that the Roasted is the global comedy festival. It's the first and biggest one in the Web3 space. And we're looking at over 100 plus comedians. Now, what we're going to be doing over the coming weeks, we have Dom Jolly, who's UK based, who's very famous. He's really into doing stuff in the metaverse. He's on as a partner. We've been talking to Dom for over 8 months now. He's going to be doing some stuff in there. He's very forward thinking and he loves it. So Dom will be involved in it. Jessica, who runs the Frog and Bucket, her father set it up. They discovered people like Johnny Vegas, Peter Kay, John Bishop, loads of other big names. We went to see Russell Kane there. I've seen Russell Kane 3 times last year. She's one of the best connected people in comedy. She's on as a shareholder now with the joke community. She's going to be part of the team going forward. She knows all the management companies. We're in touch with a couple of the management companies as well. That's just for the UK, but she knows people around the world as well. The other guy we were talking to today, who we met through Jessica, we've had several meetings with him. He ran the Leicester Comedy Festival, Jeff. He's a great contact. We're going to be getting him involved in finding comedians. He's going to be helping us run kids stuff as well, because we want to open up kids festivals, newbie festivals. We've got contacts in New York. You know, Dave, who's brilliant out in New York, he's going to be doing stuff from the streets of New York, streaming into it. Very, very different. And one of the things I keep saying to people is, yes, they can be stood on a stage, but it could be in the UK, there's Peter Kay with Car Share. It could be somebody sat in a car delivering a new type of comedy. It could be somebody sat on the toilet, for all I care, doing a new type of comedy.
Jeez.
It could be somebody sat on the streets of New York following people. They're all looking at me crazy. What we're saying is we can break down the barriers of what traditional comedy is, and we can break it creatively. We can do new things. And we've talked about this internally about what could be done. And that's for the future time. So the festival that's going to run in August is the whole month of August, with comedians from around the world, famous to not so famous, and everything in between. And people are going to be able to discover new things, new comedy, and have a really, really good time and a great experience and meet new people. And that's the whole aim of it. And there's going to be different ways of accessing that, which we can come on to. So it is a big deal. I've often said, my dream a while ago, I said to Simon, Live Aid that happened years ago, where it ran in London and the States, this is like kind of that for comedy. It's that big a deal, and we are going to keep doing it. There's no stop to this. This festival that we're talking about now will run in August. We'll shake down in September, but we're already talking to partners about ongoing, indefinite ongoing, running things 24/7. So it's going to be really exciting, and it's going to be lots of different types of stuff as well. So yeah, it's going to be really cool.
It sounds like
I
Simon's
really-
Discord's popping off pretty hard, man. So I think a lot of people are contacting you right now. Maybe comedians. Simon, maybe shut down your Discord if you could.
It's not me. I think it's Mr. Price.
Oh,
It's
maybe
always
Price.
No,
Yeah.
no, I quit my Discord.
No, it's okay.
You know, I really like the Live 8 reference, and you know, I would like to hear more about the social responsibility and the actual like important parts of you know what else you're bringing to the table here for the comedy community around the world as well.
So one of the things that's really close to Simon and myself is the mental health stuff. We were involved a couple of years ago through our agency with a charity called Andy's Man Club, which was for male suicides. And don't want to get heavy and serious because the whole point of this is to try and help people. A really close friend of mine did commit suicide, and through another friend of mine, we got involved with this charity, and it's a really important thing. And like we said, comedy can be a really good leveler. So one of the things that we are going to be doing with the Joke Project, and it's always been one of the things close to us, is to, from a mental health perspective, and it is Mental Health Week this week as well, is to give part of the revenues that we make to different charities for mental health to help people. Because comedy is, as we've said, a great leveler. It makes people smile, it makes people laugh, brings people together, particularly the way we're going to be doing it in Web3 and the Metaverse with TCG, bringing people together, make new friends. It's really, really important. So that's something that we want to do. And if you look at a lot of famous comedians, I know we talked about this the other day, who have had problems as well. You know, they can be quite special, these people. They've got a lot of stuff going on in their head. So I think it's really important that we do sort of address that. And it's not trying to be altruistic or anything. You know, at the end of the day, what's nice about the Web3 space is everybody tries to help each other. So let's help other people as well. Let's try and do something good with it. So
You know, I'm from San Francisco, so it hit me really close to home. Obviously, I was a big follower of Robin Williams, and just watching his struggle, and you know, it really meant a lot to me when you brought that into the equation here.
Yeah, and a lot of the comedians we've talked to completely agree with you there. They've gone, yeah, this is really good. Let's do something. And, you know, it gets them involved. And I think that's the whole thing with this project. You know, people are wanting to get involved because we're trying to do some good, make people laugh. I mean, there's nothing better in life that you can do than to bring a smile to somebody's face. If you make somebody smile, how amazing is it? And, you know, I think that's one of the things I would say. If we can all smile a little bit more in this world that's going on with its craziness, then, you know, happy days. Let's make people laugh.
The opportunity for us is to use, and this is where you guys from TCG are going to be helping us massively, is the tech. You know, the ability to do what hasn't been done before, I think is really important, because we've talked to a lot of agents, comedians. I spoke to a Broadway producer who wanted to get involved in the project, and then came into another metaverse and went, well, it's a bit cartoony for me, you know, like, and they wanted to see the full avatar, you know, what we all want to see eventually, right? We know we can't quite produce that just yet, but you guys, with who you're talking to, and this is what got us really excited, is you're very close to that tech now, right?
Yeah. We've got a few solutions that we're looking at. We can't say too much because it's like eggs in a basket, and which ones are going to hatch, kind of thing. But one or two of them will hatch. So yeah, we are working on lots of solutions, and we've got lots of great people just like you guys that hopefully will bring that technology that makes it a little bit more realistic than what people are expecting.
It's been one of the big challenges for comedians is to, you know, a lot of them, it is the facial expression. It is
it's the hand gestures, and the Lee Evans kind of thing where you're really doing slapstick kind of thing. So we
can't recreate the sweat under the armpits though with him, can you?
Yeah, I wonder how many suits he goes through, because he must have to throw them away.
But do you know what's going to be really, really exciting is when we get to the point of the comedians can utilize the tech even more. Yeah. Like you were saying to me, John.
Oh, magicking props.
Yeah, they could be telling a joke and say, and then they cut my head off, and the head flies off, right? Or what's the creativity that's going to be unleashed for these people to be able to expand what they're doing, and the audience? It's going to be incredible. I can't wait.
It's going to be mind blowing. But
well, if we start
we'll
to
see
think,
where we are.
If we start to think about technology, right, and I think this is a good segue into why we have Derek here from Key 2. We did just announce about that yesterday. That press release went out. Derek, when we talk about NFTs, we've mentioned this here at TCG World for a long time. I know John and I we've been blue in the face saying, NFTs will not just be a PFP or a picture or a JPEG. It's going to be so much more to that's going to come to the virtual world, and how you get even a linkage back to the in real life IRL world, right? And how those all interact with each other, and how it's not just an item in your wallet. It's so much more than that. So if we kind of segue into that, and how, this amazing comedy show we've talked about and this event that's coming up, where does Key 2 fall into all that? Where is Key 2 as far as part of this initiative for us?
So, just to give you a real brief overview of what Key 2 is, Key 2 is kind of the mixture between the concierge you would get with American Express mixed with a casino rewards program, but it's built on blockchain, and it's easy to access for Web 2 people and Web 3 people. It's designed to be the simplest crypto wallet possible. It's designed to, do membership-based events in real world and obviously in the metaverse. But there's a physical card that's attached to your crypto wallet. So not only does it verify your membership in a real world application, say at the entrance of a comedy club or a nightclub or a hotel, but it also will give you access using an NFT to the events in the metaverse.
So it's a physical card with like a chip inside, is it? As well as...
Correct. It's a physical card with an RFID chip that is attached to multiple NFTs that are in your wallet. And that can actually open doors in certain applications. And again, you have access through another app to go through tickets and ticketing, and even make payments.
Wow.
So Derek, we have some materials here. How would you like to showcase first, and what would you like to talk to first?
I mean, you put it up and we'll talk about it.
Let's start with the slideshow so we can continue kind of going through with the overview, and then I do think we have some demos of how actually this technology does work, and some prototypes that you have working right now. So I think the viewers would love to see that. So let me go ahead and queue up, kind of the slideshow here as we talk over this. And first of all, what I'm showing up is kind of the Key 2 resorts and hotels, how that works in the in real world aspects of things. You talk about getting you access into other things with this membership.
Yeah. So the Key 2 is your city guide to every city and every major city in the world. It's kind of like having a local's perspective or a local's guide to that particular city. So if I have the Key 2 New York, for example, that will give me the blueprint for the best experience in New York. Say you're there for a couple days, it will help you, navigate through the city, get the best experiences, go to the best hotels, and make sure you're just in the right place, and you don't have to do the learning curve that it typically takes when you move into a new city. I split my time between Las Vegas and Miami currently, but I'm from San Francisco, so I've spent a bunch of time learning each of these new cities, and every time it takes about 2 years before I have a local's perspective. And this is what we wanted to do with the Key. We wanted to jumpstart that, so if you have that membership, you will have that experience that took me 2 years to get right off the bat the first day, so you don't have to waste your time, really.
And I'm showing up a picture image of the app itself that users would use to help them with that experience. You know, maybe talk through, this is page 4 of the slide deck, and maybe we can talk through that piece, if you don't mind, about the components
Sure.
of this piece of it. And then maybe we go into a demo as well. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is actually a crypto wallet. I mean, obviously it's available on the App Store, but it gives us the ability to transfer tokens and NFTs. You can transfer your membership to other members or send it to any other crypto wallet. We built it to be so simple that anyone could use it. Your grandparents could use it. Anybody that, we wanted it to be the simplest app, the easiest thing to start and onboard, so people didn't have a problem using it. That's one of the problems with crypto in general and NFTs, is it's sometimes complicated figuring out what you're going to do with them, where they're going, what wallet they're going into. And with this app, we wanted something that was so easy anyone could use it, but it also had to have, it had to be useful. It had to have utilities. So inside of the app that's where the memberships live, and it can be treated just like Apple Pay through the RFID technology, or you can use the physical card, which is actually attached to each of the NFTs that are in the wallet.
Mm. PJ, the chat is saying that they can't hear you.
Was my mic off right? Oh my gosh. Don't worry, it was not a really
Didn't
good
look
point
like
anyways. So it's okay. No, what I was saying is how this is spot on to like what we've been saying all along with TCG World's Metaverse, is the Dragon Cave Club NFTs, for example, right? Is that there's an exclusive location in the world, the Metaverse, where you can use these NFTs to get into that club, which is kind of like the cave, right? The Dragon Cave Club cave, or on the island that we have, the Dragon Island that we're going to have. All that's coming to the world, and with that NFT, will give you the access. So this technology is spot on to what we've been saying all along, and we're super excited here at TCG World of what you're bringing, Derek, as far as this tech goes. We just came off a big high with Unity on our last AMA, and now we've got even more technology coming, folks. So the investments, I don't care what bear market, schmear market, we're investing here at TCG World, which is super, super exciting. Let me go ahead and go ahead if you want to add on.
It's funny. So we've been working on this with David for about a year, and now that we're here, we wanted this to be something that, again, you can use in real life. So you can go through our network. There's a extensive network of live venues in real life, private clubs, private events that are all accessible as well through the memberships that you hold in the wallet.
Wow,
that's brilliant.
So this
Brilliant.
is like VIP rooms in different places, things like that.
Hidden VIP rooms in different nightlife venues.
Velvet
in different
ropes
cities.
opening. You're here, you can go in because you've got this.
It might even be secret doors.
Right.
Well, there is a surprise that we have for all the plot owners, which we'll get to here shortly. So folks, stay tuned for that. That is coming here shortly. But let's go ahead and, Derek, let's showcase this demo of the actual, let's do the actual setup process. Let's do that demo first, and then we'll go into the actual use case of it in real world. So I'm going to queue up that real quick, that video here. So that's playing right now, showing the app. It's got some biometrics, which is really cool. Very easy to use. Like you said, my grandma can use it. Seems pretty simple to me. Just add a pin and put some face recognition. You're done. You're off and running. What about what other pieces of this app do we want to highlight as far as how easy it is and what the setup looks like?
Well, you know what we did is we actually hid most of the Web3 elements. So you don't see gas fees, you don't see the seed phrase, even though there is a seed phrase, but it's hidden, and it's only if you need to transfer the asset out of the wallet.
So yeah, that frictionless effort between the the Web2 world. I went to my app store and I downloaded an app, and then I don't even know that I'm on blockchain, and I'm gasless transactions are kind of taking place behind the scenes.
Yeah, and again, it not only the physical card and the app itself will check people in the door at a venue in real life, and it also verifies to see if it verifies on chain to see if they have a valid NFT right at the door as it allows access inside. So
beautiful.
And again, it's also attached to the physical card, and there's also a payment option as well. I think the complications were finding a RFID chip that was powerful enough to do both of these transactions at the speed that we need to make it actually work.
Where
Derek,
you are, go ahead.
I don't
Simon.
think Derek's bigging this up enough, really, to be fair. Because when I sat with him and used the app, right, this is like incredible. And at the moment, obviously in the space, everybody's talking AI this or Pepe that, right? When we truly get into moving business forward, and that's what you should all be looking at, is what is a real business that's going to join into the metaverse and into crypto, right? And it's projects like Derek's that are going to give you that bridge, and it's that bridge that is going to make the big difference in the space over the next year or 2 years, as the majority of people in real life move into the space. We got to make it easy for them and simple, and that's what he's achieved. And it is so easy that what excites me is I can speak to a club and I can say to them, look, we want to offer a promotion for people to come to your club, but I also want to drop an NFT from a particular comedian or from a brand. So that one of the big things that Andy and I deal with all day is advertising getting foisted upon you without your permission. And what we want to do in Web3 is we don't believe that that is the case, and it should be your choice as the consumer, as we move into Web3, what adverts you consume. Now, if I interact with a particular brand, I might say that Pepsi, I'll allow you to show me adverts. That's how the world should evolve into Web3. But the tech that Derek's built to do this is going to enable the joke community, Roasted, TCG World, and in real life with clubs and comedians and promoters to distribute everything we want from sponsors straight to the people who want to consume it. That tech hasn't been available before, and this is why it's so exciting for us to be working with you guys, all of you. Yeah,
and you can build some really nice rewards in as well, can't you, Derek? That's what
you can.
There's
and
other
look,
things that we can do. Yeah.
We wanted to make a membership that was so valuable that when you travel to that city, you want to make sure that's the one card that you have with you when you go out. And by doing that, we're creating a database and a community in each of the major markets in the world that are now going to be accessing TCG World through the value of the real world events that we're also bringing into the technology.
Derek, we've got some questions coming through the chat. If you don't mind helping us field these, if you could. We started showing demos and tech. People in our community, especially at TCG World, they get very giddy, and rightfully so, right? So real quick here from the Sprite report, he's asking the question, you mentioned gas fees and transactions on the blockchain. What blockchain is this built on?
Okay, so we built it on Solana. Okay. And the reason that we built it on Solana was the transaction speed, because you can't have, in real life, you can't have, a line of 1,000 people and then have a 2 or 3 second transaction
right
at the doors. So Solana actually has 65,000 transactions per minute versus, somebody like Visa that only can do 25,000, or PayPal that does something like 900 or Bitcoin that does 8.
Very, very wise
Are you
choice.
sure? Are you sure that PayPal does 900 a minute? It feels more like it's 7.
No,
Seven?
I'm super not.
All right.
Oh, you're right. It's 200.
Okay, let's not bash those other
Facts right.
platforms, but yes, gentlemen, yes. We have some more questions too, Derek. We had talked this in when we were first doing introductions, you and I think, but about the seed phrase, right? It's kind of like the user, we're making it frictionless. They don't see that seed phrase, that tech that's there on blockchain. If a person loses their phone, what happens? How do they get that recovered?
I mean, there is a process to recover it. So it's not a big deal. It's not like losing your crypto wallet. It's not the same situation. So it's something you can log back in and recover.
So like for my grandma, she loses her phone, right? Or smashes it underneath her car wheel. She just re-registers onto a new phone and basically puts in some security information, maybe her biometrics or whatever, and she's off and running.
Correct.
Sounds easy enough to me. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, but she needs a driving license taken off of her. Let's be honest.
Thanks,
Just
John.
as long as she orders it through PayPal, she'll be fine.
She's 200 transactions.
But look, I mean, the seed phrase is important with the recovery. I mean, or the transfer out of a different wallet. And I mean, that obviously is something that it's not, it's still an important part. It's just not something you have to use to open it up or do any of that.
Okay. We have another question. It's from Faith here, asking about it. What's the difference between the silver and gold memberships there? If you could get into that.
Well, the silver membership is a PVC card, and the gold membership is a metal card. So the way that it kind of works is, if you have a gold membership, then that gives you a silver membership, the silver benefits in all of the cities in the world, but you get the gold benefits in the city that you're specific in.
Okay, so they get additional perks then from that. Yeah,
correct. Yeah, it's just a higher level.
Okay.
And again, each of these memberships will have different events that the different levels of members have access to. When you get into the ultra level and the obsidian level, there's private events with A-list musicians and in a 1,000-person room, that type of stuff.
The questions just start piling in, and they're pretty good ones. If you don't mind, Derek, fielding a few
I love
ones.
it.
Okay.
Any questions? I love
yeah,
it.
we've got another one here about security. Again, security is a big thing. We continue to preach it in our community. It's very important, right? So
I love this question.
This question here, right, from ill-advised duo, if you don't mind, regarding security of wallets connected, what security protocols are being used to secure the wallets when they're doing transactions, said physical card wallet, things like that?
So I'm not going to go too deep into too much of this stuff, but the company that has built our software and is doing our physical cards is probably one of the top names in the world for security technology. They do the security. They manufacture the security features for currency in 80 countries, including British pounds, Canadian dollars, all the holograms that you see on any of these bills. They do. They do encrypted QR codes for governments. They make government IDs for a bunch of different countries.
Yeah.
They're
Can I
based.
just do a visual, because I did it yesterday, didn't I?
You did.
These things, these special things.
Yeah, they're the manufacturer
the
of
the.
So, that there's a team of 50 developers that have built the software, whose normal clients are governments and financial institutions. So the security is top level on as top as it can get, to be honest.
And keeping security in mind, there's another question that came up about we also talk about two-factor authentication using a ledger, a Trezor, or something like that gives you that security level that you don't get in a hot wallet, right? You get it in a cold wallet instead. What can the users expect from that type of an experience? And if they wanted to use a cold wallet, how does that work if it's possible?
Yeah, I mean, you can transfer for your asset out of our wallet if you want and put it on a ledger or whatever, however you want to do it. But the functionality that you need to use the membership, you really need to be using our wallet to get the full value of it. And the thing is, say somebody steals the phone or steals your card or something happens, we actually have the ability to blacklist those NFTs and reissue you them. So it's this project's more about utility than anything else.
Yeah, and I think that's just a different mindset, right? Is and our community's been kind of programmed about like, you're the keys, you hold the keys of your security, right? John, right? And then if you lose it, you're screwed unless you have that seed phrase. So this is a little different mindset where you guys are bringing heavy tech when it comes to security. And then also you're there as a custodian to help us recover us and also safeguard our assets by when you want to, blacklist that one that got lost or stolen, whatever, and then we get reissued another one as the holder of that. That's really good. That's reassuring to hear that.
Look, we wanted to make it a good experience for anybody that becomes a member or uses our software, not a bad experience. And I've watched so many of my friends lose so many assets.
Let's see, Derek, I see on the website a Metaverse choice. How do I sign up for that? Is another question we got. I don't know what that means, but
it's coming. There's actually a new build of the site that will be out in the next 24 hours.
Really?
So that will give you more options.
Stay tuned there, Jane. Yeah, it's so I think everybody loved your security responses. That's really nice, Derek. Let's go into, I do have another demo, and I think it's a great one in coming back to the in real life utility of this in connecting into, like, if you go to one of these cities that these work in, one of these major metropolitan cities. I thought this is really cool showcasing that. So I'll cue up that demo, Derek, if you want to talk through it and let them know what they're seeing here, because I know this was this is an earlier version view of it, right? What we're showing here.
Yeah. Keep in mind this is without the UI design and
also as well. There's a bit of a delay as well. So there's the challenge. There's a bit of a delay. Yeah. So what you see on the screen will be a few seconds out.
Okay, so we're queuing it up right now. They're showing the little deal there that's going to be scanned, Derek.
Yeah. So basically, what's happening is that's the doorman or the front door person at whatever event you're attending is taking your card, the physical card, which it also works with your phone as similar to Apple Pay, but taking your physical card, he's verifying on chain that you have a valid NFT and then giving you access to the event.
So easy.
So easy. Absolutely.
So easy. And so cool as well.
And the speed is even a little bit slower on this because the chip in the cards that we're actually using was very difficult to get. And the demo card doesn't have that chip, so the speed is actually a little bit slower than it will be.
Can we talk about how many chips you've gotten yourself on hold of?
Yeah, so the company that we partnered with that did our physical cards, they were forced. We had to buy 100,000 chips to be able to get the right chip with the technology that we needed.
100,000.
So there's 100,000 sitting in a warehouse waiting for the launch.
I love it, man.
And this is a really it's been a really cool experience. Not only has Dr. Benno, who's the CEO of the development company, the entire development company, it's been just one of the best experiences of my life working with them. They are beyond efficient. They are so knowledgeable. When we're doing Zoom calls about the cards, it's in a secure facility in Switzerland with like currency and cages. It's been quite an experience. The physical cards that you get the metal cards are the same exact card that you get with a Black American Express. It's from the same company. It's the same exact card, literally. The PVC cards for the lowest level, is manufactured by the mother company of the development company, and from what I understand, they make most of the mag stripes for Visa cards. So most of the Visa cards, if not all of them in the world, they are the manufacturer of that as well.
Well, we're here to the point where there's the surprise. We hinted to this earlier. We've talked about this amazing event coming up here with our friends here at Joke. Who wants to spill the beans? Because I can't take credit for this, but
no, I can't. I can't. It's too big. I mean, seriously, everyone needs to have their ears pinned back on this. Whoever's watching this YouTube, they need to listen to what's about to be said, because this is big.
Who wants to say?
That's the intro.
Thank you, John. Well, I don't know. I'll go ahead and do it, but guys, I'm going to try to do it the best as I can. But so all of the viewers here, just so you guys know, if you're in the TCG Plot Owner Verified group in the Telegram, again, we'll have all this linkage at the end where you guys can come into our main Telegram and get the links on how to get into that. If you own a plot of land in TCG World, I highly encourage you to get into that verified plot owner chat and be a part of that community, because this is why. Every single holder in that chat will receive a key to access membership pass. All right. Now, Derek, which one is it that they're going to get? I want to make sure I say that right. Which one is they're going to get?
So they're going to get a silver membership, but this is a very special one.
Okay.
It has all of the gold benefits. It gives you the same access in every city. So instead of having to buy each of the silver cities, you get access to all of the cities.
Beautiful.
Through this particular membership.
It's like a silver plus kind of thing, right?
Oh, This is it's a plus.
Well, John, we have extreme gratitude for this, that we're getting this to all these plot owners. Rewarding again, David is ever so gracious in giving back to the community, and this is just exhibit A, B, C, D. I don't know what we're letter at right now, but he just always giving back, and this is just rewarding those plot owners that are holding tight with us as we're developing the world, right, John?
Yeah,
sorry, go on, you go first.
We were really happy to do this. Obviously, we think very highly of David. We've been again working with him for the last year, and he's been very, very consistent and been very helpful and been a major part of our project as well. So we're more than happy to be involved.
I mean, just to say out loud again, this card will get you into real world experiences and metaverse experiences.
Correct.
So, virtual world, real world, it's literally a door opener. It's a key to lots and lots of events in different cities. On the app, remind me, on the app, you've got like a list of all the local things going on as well as the global things going on. So you could be bored in a hotel room somewhere and you've got privileged access to events that otherwise you might be bored. You could just go out, get into these things just because you've got this card, and you've got it for free because of the relationship we've got. That's right.
That's right.
And as I say, everyone has got one. If they are in our verified plot holders group, they've got one automatically.
One of the things that's a little bit different about this project is it's based on utility. So the longer that we're in business, and the more we're going to add. So every day we're doing new relationships, we're doing new benefits, we're adding value to our membership. We want the membership, like I said, to be so valuable that people will always take the card out with them when they go out in that city.
Just so viewers know, if you don't know how to get into the Telegram yet, I've pinned it in the chat for you to go ahead and click on that. That is the main Telegram channel. Ask anybody in there. They're very responsive. We have a number of admins that are in there.
Ignore
moderators.
DMs.
Don't do any DMs. Thank you, John. Great reminder. Don't go through DMs. Don't click any links. Stay in that main chat. In that main chat, we'll give you the instructions on how to get into the verified plot owner chat. Please,
if anyone reaches out to you, sends you a direct message and tells you there's another place to go, ignore them, because we'll keep everything in a public environment in the main chat.
Please.
There's no reason at all to go into a private discussion because we've got the messages already ready to give to you. Just keep everything visible. Don't go into direct messaging with people because I say we can't look after you if you go into a separate room. We can't. I'm sorry if that brings everything down.
No.
Get everything back up to me. I just want everyone to be safe.
It's important PSA. Yeah, we got to keep our members and community safe. I think there's one question that did come up about the joke VIPs. I'm not familiar with that program, but maybe Andy and Simon, you can answer on that about them getting this membership access pass possibly, or is that even part of the scope here?
So yeah, our VIPs that are a member of our Discord, we have obviously our own channel. We got 30,000 people in our Discord, but there are a select group of 50 people that are in our VIP, and they will, I would imagine, get included, Derek, that if they come over. Because look, we want everybody to experience this, and Derek's kindly offered to go out and make relationships with as many comedy clubs as he can. We'll be doing that in the UK and across Europe and the world. So, you know, that card's going to get you into so many experiences. I talked to Derek at length in Miami, and he was telling me where he's been, what he's done, what this card will be. And look, I'd advise everybody to get in as quickly as they can.
And Dave has just appeared, by the way, has just said we're all welcome.
There he is. Yes, he is. So, he's up with us, watching the live with us. And thank you, David, once again. Yeah, go ahead, Derek.
And just so you guys know, you know, we're going to be we're doing a very limited release of these memberships, starting in I want to say the beginning of June, and then we're going to do a grand opening launch for Formula One in Las Vegas. So we're going to be doing a really special event in Formula One. Shout out Sean Kelly, Digital Social Hour. And, you know, we've got a number of other activations planned for the Formula One in Las Vegas.
And VIP access with the card that we've just been talking about there, everyone's going to get via being in Plot Holders channel. Is that the case?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Wow, I could feel the red carpet underneath my toes right now, John. It's absolutely amazing.
It feels so soft. It's not sticky, is it?
No, it's not a sticky carpet. No, it's very soft.
Wow.
Yes, it's very plush. Nice. Yeah, so that's absolutely amazing. I mean, you even did some name dropping there too, Derek, which I know you have a lot of names in your repertoire of contacts when it comes to events and things like that. So these events, coupling with these in real world and also in the virtual world with the metaverse, and also our friends here at Joke as well with the upcoming comedy festival. We are ecstatic here at TCG World and very impressed by your guys' projects. And this partnership is going to be one that lasts the ages. We're excited. So before I let you guys go, I mean, last words for you all before I let you go. I mean, I want to be respectful of your time. We're a little over an hour now here for you. But yeah, maybe we start with Andy here. Andy, why don't you go ahead and...
Let's all have a really good laugh.
Let's
enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the ride and have a good laugh.
Perfect.
Yeah, look, come and join us. We will have something that you've never seen before. Watch what's happening over the next couple of months in terms of the other news that's going to come out and all the announcements, and let's play.
Let's play. And look, this comedy membership is going to be, you know, not only the top one in the virtual world, but also in real life as we roll it out. And, you know, back to, you know, look forward to the key for Formula One in Las Vegas, and then we have something really special planned for the Super Bowl, which is also going to be in Vegas next year. So,
and John, you're not going anywhere, but gentlemen, Andy, Simon, Derek, really, I feel like this is not going to be the last time I have you on stage here. I hope not. I want to bring you guys back again as we get closer to the big comedy roasted event that's going to be happening here in TCG World. And Derek, I feel like we just like scratched the surface with the technology and everything. And as you guys continue to build out, we're going to want to do another visit with this. So,
well, and you know, back to the Digital Social Hour I was talking about, that's going to be the kickoff of the Formula One event. So Digital Social Hour is a business mixer. It's mainly people have done $1 million in revenue in technology and in the NFT space, and it's hosted by Sean Kelly. It's attached to a podcast that has had more than 70 million views in the last 2 weeks. It's a killer event. I think, you know, as part of the community, I think it's one of the things that I would really get on the guest list for that very quickly.
I have got something to add actually, and that's just reminded me. We've got people who always ask about, when are we going to promote TCG World? When are we going to do this? When are we going to do that? Rewinding to earlier in the AMA, we've got all these comedians, 100+ comedians that are going to be in our metaverse in August or thereabouts. And you just realize that what they will do, bear in mind, each of these comedians will have their own followers, they'll have their own people that, you know, want to know what they're doing, and their own communities. They will promote what they're doing to get those people into our metaverse. And also as well, Derek, I know you're in touch with lots of people that I've got. You just said the words millions. These people who are, you know, top level influencers who obviously attend these VIP functions. So for these people that are wondering, what are we doing about getting TCG World out there? What we're doing is we're getting people into TCG World who will influence and promote, and it will just happen fluidly. It will happen by itself.
Great point that you're making right now. You know, one of the things about the key, when I moved to Las Vegas 12 years ago, I found Vegas was a completely different market than anywhere else in the world, because you have to bring people from every other major market. There isn't really a local community. There is, but they don't really support everything. They don't do anything on the strip. So when you're trying to do any kind of event or operation on the strip, you have to rely on an audience from LA, the UK, Canada, and all the other major cities in the US. And so when we built the key, we built it as a way to acquire a audience in each of those markets. So we're based on the different levels of our membership, we're bringing in multiple people and thousands of people that we're going to bring into the TCG World community through giving them the utility that they need in their own city.
I mean, you know lots of influential people, Derek. I know you do. People who have helped you build the project, but also people who will be using this, and people who, as I say, will be at these events. So between Joke and K2, we're gonna have lots of doors open to people using.
There's
things.
Thousands of new users coming in from these two groups,
exactly.
without a doubt, if not tens of thousands.
So hopefully that's a message to everybody who's wondering what we're doing about getting the word out. This is one of the many things, because this is just going to be one of the many cogs that makes TCG World Metaverse.
Well, and what we found is it's a little bit more difficult to market to the Web3 community than Web2, and this is one of those things where we wanted to provide something again that has such a value in real life that people, you know, as you use your wallet, you're going to see that offer and that ability to go into the joke community and into, you know, other events and other things that TCG World is doing.
3 words on marketing.
I could talk for another 10 minutes, but I'm not gonna.
No, John,
so many things.
I know we hear that when marketing all the time. And guys, I think the Sprite report said it perfectly. Build first, explode later. Okay, we're building, right? And we're actually bringing in key partners like these ones. No pun intended here with Key 2, but we're bringing in key partners here. We're being very selective about who we're bringing on board. David's very smart about this, and he's got a team that surrounded him to help him get these connections to happen. You guys have been an awesome, amazing introduction here for you guys. We are really looking forward to a bright future ahead. I will end with the marketing conversation with 3 words: word of mouth. Okay, that is the best marketing that you can ever have, and it doesn't cost you a penny. Just make sure you have a project and an experience that sells for itself. You don't have to spend a dime. So that's where these connections come in, and the thousands of people we're talking about, and getting the exposure to see TCG World and let it just speak for itself. You don't need influencers, you don't need shillers and any of that stuff, guys.
And that's the thing. Look at the Key 2 as the organic marketing arm for TCG World.
I'm gonna leave it at that, man. That's perfect.
Drop mic.
Drop the mic. Thank you, Derek. Well, guys, thank you very much. Hey, guys, don't leave. Viewers, don't leave. We got a little bit more on TCG World specific project updates. You're going to be left with John and I here to take you through that. But I do want to let our amazing guests to go. Again, Andy, Simon, and Derek, we appreciate you guys joining us today. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll talk to you very soon, I believe.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
See you guys.
All right, viewers, give us a
See ya,
moment
Andy.
while we transition, okay?
Everyone stay on, though.
Stay on, please. We're going to transition over. Hold on one second. Okay. John. Holy hell. Oh, hold on. I got to... Hold on. I almost nailed it. Hold on a second. You know what happened is we swapped on the Zoom. We swapped on the. Oh gosh, you cracked me up, man. Hold on a second here. Of course I flubbed that, didn't I? Jeez. Thank you, my friend. Thank you. Yes. Come on. Come on. I tell you what, man, I'm still like on a high right now, trying to like just digest all that. The chat was going absolutely bonkers. You've been muted? Hold on a second here. Hold on. No, hold on a second here. 1 second, guys. I see what's wrong. Okay, try it again, John.
Guys, can you hear me?
Is John okay? Is he out of the cupboard?
Can you hear me okay?
Chat, please confirm.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm back.
Okay,
I'm back.
All right, yeah.
The thing is, I was going on one of my rants then about the fact that we've always promised that TCG World Metaverse will always have something to do. We'll always have lots of events to attend, and this is an example of where in August, I did the maths earlier in my head, 100 comedians is roughly 3 or 4 events a day to go to, and we've always said we're going to create that world where there'll always be something to do. It's just amazing, the thought that this is just scratching the surface as to the events that we've got planned. Because we've always said, we've talked about music, we've talked about comedy, we've talked about this and that.
And we also talked about like they're going to have the live events, but it's also kind of like, you know, there'll be replays. They'll be able to go back and see those recordings as well in the world and still enjoy that experience. That news about the Key 2 membership pass was, I think that was massive, man. I really do.
Yeah, somebody said that must have been a really hard secret to keep. I can tell you it was. It was.
Yeah.
I've had to be, silent with lots of people, just in case I end up saying something. So yeah, it's great to be able to talk about it as well, and the fact that it's real world as well as virtual world access to events. So if you're out and about in the real world, you should be able to get into VIP rooms, and if you're at home, you should be able to get into a VIP room.
Curious, check out the chat for me real quick while I'm working out a technical issue here, bud. If you don't mind,
yeah,
see if there's any questions in there about what they just saw.
It's more a case of why can't they hear me again? But you know, maybe I should be muted sometimes. But I can see that everyone's really excited about it. With the details, by the way, as to how we, you know, get the card, because I'm looking forward to getting a card, so I'm going to say we. We'll follow that up later. It'll be in the next 24 hours, hopefully, that will say how to do it and whatever. But again, just like always, if you get DMs and people are saying, you know, go here, do that, or whatever, ignore DMs. It's all lies. If it's a DM, you can ignore them.
We do everything above.
Put all the instructions in main chat, or sorry, no, in virtual plot holders chat, of course, because that's who's going to be getting the card. People who are in that group. So make sure, if you haven't already, and you have got a plot, get yourself into the virtual plot holders chat. The instructions are on the main chat group if you don't know how to do it.
All right.
And also, I mean, okay, I'm gonna go into salesman mode as well now. The marketplace on the TCG World website is open, and there are plots going on there that are definitely worth this card, I would say. Never mind the fact that you'll get a plot as well of virtual land. So if you haven't already got a plot, it might be worth having a look on the marketplace. Obviously, do your own research. But yes, if you want one of these cards, then get a plot.
I see what you did there. Well done.
I've just flipped it, haven't I?
Yeah. TCG.world is the website. In case you're interested,
Yes.
Click on Marketplace, do your shopping if you're interested. But obviously, like you said, DYOR, do your own research, folks. We don't give financial advice here.
But there's plots on there at the moment for $40, $50. I'm not joking. It might be $60 or $70 after the floor is swept after this AMA. But if you wanting a privilege card for that price, then guess what? You'll get a virtual plot for free if you look at it on a flip way of looking at it.
Yeah, so here we go. We got the project updates, John. Let's try to follow that amazing introduction to our friends there.
I'm coming down now. Are you feeling the same way? I'm coming down.
I am, yes, and it's look. I'm doing my best with some technical issues I'm having here, but we'll get this sorted here. But I do want to make sure we go through these project updates for the community here, so they know what's going on with TCG World. So, John, let's talk about the build. Let's talk about a little bit of an update where we are with getting alpha testers back in. We just talked about an event coming, so I think people are just thinking, okay, well, what does that mean for us as being able to see alpha?
Well, are we able to? I know I saw it on the slideshow, by the way, for the joke thing, and some people actually spotted it as well in the chat that there's going to be a way of accessing TCG World, not the downloadable version. Are we allowed to talk about that?
We are.
I think we are.
The cat's out of the bag. Yes. If you guys didn't catch it, we are looking at a WebGL option for this event. And it'll be on mobile devices as well as anything really that has an internet connection. But we're just going to leave it to, a myriad of mobile devices as well as your PC as always will be how you access this event that we're talking about. So it'll be a special build for that. And yes, you'll need to have your access entry to do this, to get to this event, guys. So
for people who are not technical, WebGL basically means you go to a URL link and you click on it and then you're in. You're not having to download software. So we can basically do it on a mobile. As long as obviously you've got a decent internet connection, whether it be Wi-Fi or your mobile. But it means that we're testing, or will be testing, a new way of accessing TCG World. Essentially, it's a really hot test, is the joke festival. Went blank then, festival. It's a way of us saying, can we actually do these events via WebGL? So what we'll be doing before then is making sure that we test it. So alpha testing will open up and it'll be essentially testing that world. But that world is being built out. It's going to have a few things in there. It's going to be basically a reboot of the party island. So so yes, exciting times coming. Can't give any dates yet, but as soon as we can, we'll be alpha testing again.
And we have on here noted the technology that we're going to be utilizing for the servers. It's this, you'll find it on the Unity website. Unity Game Server Hosting is what it's called. And so this is going to be a new piece for us and a proof of concept as well about the mobile abilities. And this is going to allow us to start early testing it before the actual event happens. So stay tuned to those details soon. And also, you know, for you to be an alpha tester, you need to be active in us and the community and talk to the folks in the main chat about if you're interested in being an alpha tester, what that looks like. Okay, guys. So more details to come on that, right? So go ahead, John.
Two things. Yeah, two things. First of all, you're right. There is a little, you'll have to download possibly an app or something, the WebGL load. So yes, there is something to download. But what I'm saying is it's not going to be a 50 gig download.
No.
And also as well, Dave's just mentioned that we weren't supposed to talk about it yet, that the cat is out of the bag. But the thing was, it was on the joke thing. So I will say that they let the cat out of the bag before I did, because it was on there. But apologies, Dave. Looks like I might have to get into the naughty box for a while. But I hope you forgive me, Dave.
I've highlighted David Evans'
it wasn't
comment.
me. It wasn't me.
Sometimes say, hey guys, this is live. Sometimes things do slip. Yeah. Well, and by the way, John, you were on that what to say, what not to say meeting, I believe. So
I was. I'm sure we were told though that we went through the PDF anyway. But anyway, it's there. And yeah, it was on the joke thing. So as I say, I'm not going to take full responsibility for that. But yes, we are working on it. As I say, we're going to be alpha testing it, and hopefully it'll be ready.
Excellent. Going on to kind of the next step here for updates. Just a quick reminder for folks, there's a few staking pools that are going to be expiring for your TCG2 tokens on the TCG.World website. It's the 1 and 3 month BSC, the Binance Smart Chain staking pools. Those are expiring here. I think they're expired today, actually. And will be renewed over the weekend. Keep an eye out for the updates on that. We'll actually post in the announcements Telegram channel, so be sure you're subscribed to that. Those updates when those are available, as well as the 1 month Ethereum for our TCG2 token that will also be renewed and reloaded for those who are stakers of the coin. So just a quick update on that, and then kind of moving into the next one. John, I don't think we're able to be lucky enough to be a part of this. But as you guys know, I mean, we're celebrating our birthday right now, right? Our two-year birthday here at TCG World. We're doing some giveaways, right?
Yeah, but I can't mark my own homework. I can't take part. I shouldn't take part in certain giveaways because can you imagine if I was to draw my own name out of a hat? So, but yeah, I'm watching all the Gleam things that are going on where people get rewarded for taking part and helping spread the word for TCG World. So it's a winner for everybody. And there's a few giveaways going on to reward people for supporting us.
And once again,
yourself as well.
Once again, another reason to be in the plot owner Telegram chat, because the Gleam giveaway is exclusive to those verified plot owners. So you got to be in that chat to be eligible to win. But the announcement of this week's prize, unfortunately, we were looking to do it on the AMA, but due some conflicts of the scheduling, we'll post it over the weekend. But going forward, we'll be announcing those on the AMA. But a public service announcement for everyone. These giveaways, the first one, we did not require this, but going forward, I want to just address this because I had made a mistake on this. I don't want to come forth. We need to make sure you're coming forward to claim, okay? And what I mean by that, you got to come in the chat, say, hey, I'm the winner. We do some verification checks from an administrative side, and then you're off and running, and we'll airdrop that NFT, that Dragon Cave Club NFT. We're not just going to airdrop going forward, okay, guys? So that was the first week. My bad. I mistakenly said that for the Cave Club owners. But going forward, these giveaways, you got to come forward. If you do not come forward in a, what did we say? Did we say a week or 2 weeks, John? I forget what we had said on that one.
I always want to say 2 weeks if I don't know for sure.
I think it's 2 weeks because it's the next time we do it, right? So
Yeah.
so it's because they're alternating weeks. So yeah, so guys, 2 weeks you have to come forward. If you don't come forward, we're gonna recycle that giveaway to someone else.
PJ.
Yes.
7 days, 1 week. We've been told by both Roy and Mark.
All right,
so
for keeping us honest. Thank you, Roy and Mark. All right, fine. 1 week. We try to be nice here, but all right, whatever. Okay. 1 week. Guys, we can't keep these things going forever, right? We have 6 months of giveaways. So yeah, I get it. Administratively, let's keep it to a week. Come on. You're winning an NFT that's worth hundreds of dollars. I'd imagine if you're glued into our socials and everything, you're going to want to go claim that prize. So give it a week. Come forward. If not, we recycle that and give it to someone else, okay? And we'll redraw. So that just a quick public service announcement on that giveaway, okay? So over the weekend, keep an eye out for that for the Dragon Cave Club going to a lucky plot owner from the Gleam giveaways.
That's it for giveaways, though. Surely we're not giving. I mean, we're giving away cards, privilege cards. We're giving away, NFTs. Oh, wait a minute. What's that?
So the next item we have here is everybody. Got news for you. If you haven't heard yet, all plot owners in the verified plot owner chat, all you plot owners are getting a Pepe. If you haven't heard of Pepe, I don't know, maybe you're under a rock, but Pepe has been quite the liveliness in crypto these days. You're going to get a Pepe avatar airdrop to you. So I think we've given out like maybe 3 or 4 different reasons today in this AMA why, John, they should own a plot of land and also get into the verified plot owner chat. But I don't know, just some ideas here. We're just throwing them out there for you, right, John?
Yeah. I mean, this is an avatar that you could use while you're sitting in a comedy club, laughing at other people that are using their Pepe avatar. It's going to be freaky, I think. Is the next time people get into TCG World, it's going to be very freaky because I think can you imagine it? Everyone will be wanting to show off their Pepe. Avatar. So
it's going to look great.
Just be a room full of frogs.
Imagine what? Why not? And then maybe we got some nice emojicons that we can use in World. That's kind of a main stake, right? And there's quite a few gifts out there and stickers and emojis that we see with the Pepe. I'm sure we'll get creative on that front too, I'm sure. So, but more to come on that later.
I want to quickly answer Philip. You've just asked the question, so other people must be wondering how to get into the new plot holders group. Go into the main chat, and it's been posted. I think the Telegram link for the main chat has been posted. Get in there, and then we'll post the link for how to get into the verified plot holders group. So
it's pinned in the chat. It's pinned in the chat. Yeah. Even if you're watching the replay of this, folks, it's still going to be pinned in the chat, live chat here for the YouTube stream we're doing. Go to that. That's the main chat. Anybody can get into that main chat. That's your gateway, okay? Yeah, like John's saying.
And
that's
you're welcome,
your gateway.
Philip, by the way. Thank you for your thank you. Regarding boosts and bonus attributes, things like that for the Pepe avatar, there haven't been any mentioned. It's all still being created. I don't know if there will be any attributes. I don't want to say there will or won't. At this time, it is just an avatar that looks a spitting image of Pepe.
Pepe. Are we saying that right? Pepe.
I don't want to say Peep. I want to say Pepe. But maybe not Pepe.
Yeah, there you go. There you go, folks. Pepe airdrops coming soon. Again, stay away from DMs, folks. Don't go to any kind of DM. Don't say somebody's going to give you that avatar. Guys, it's all going to be all in front of you. We will tell you, follow our socials, follow our main chats. Don't get into DMs, folks. Don't get in trouble, okay? Please.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that's... What else? That's it, John.
Did we keep it under an hour this time, though? Did we keep it under an hour? No.
Not even close, sir. Not even close, but that's because we had a crap ton to unpack. And again, John, I really do appreciate you being on with me, man. You're a hoot every time, and it's a joy. I really do.
I want to know what the chat thinks, though. What does the chat think about today's AMA? We had the challenge, and we said this, the challenge of how do we top the last AMA? Has there been enough content on this one? Is there enough reason to be following TCG World?
I'd love to hear the chat on that, because again, we each file the mantra while we're waiting for those comments to come in. We're not going to do AMAs on a schedule, folks. We'll do AMAs when there's news for you as the viewers, right? And holders and community members of TCG World. We're not going to just do it because we're going to do it. You know, it's like we're going to come in here and these are going to be impactful AMAs every single time. You have our word, John and my word on that. We're not going to be just fluffing things for you guys. We respect everyone's time.
Can you imagine how awkward it would be? Can you imagine how awkward it would be just to sit here and say, you know, well, we've been building alpha. Can't tell you anything yet. It's just, I mean, we are making sure that things that we can announce are being announced. I'm probably going to get disciplined after this because I've announced more again than I should have done. So I'll have a quiet chat with Dave after this.
Yes.
I'll have to wash his car or something. But yeah, whatever we can tell you, we will tell you. And hopefully on the next day, maybe we'll have even more news.
Absolutely.
We'll be closer to alpha as well. Again, the alpha, hopefully, well, we'll see. It might be out. I don't know. I really don't know.
Well,
but we'll see.
Everybody seemed to like the delivery today, John. It seemed like everybody liked the content overall. And folks, if you have any questions that we didn't get time to answer today because we're going a little long in the tooth here, because there's a lot to cover, do, again, go to this Telegram that's pinned in the chat, okay, over there. Go to that, and I always get reversed. Go to that and click on that link and get in that Telegram and ask any questions you have to the community. We are full open book. We're always there to help you guys. And feel free to spill over to that. It's here in the slide material here, the link, and it's also pinned here for you as well. The t.me/TCG Gaming. That's where you want to go. Okay. All right. Thank you very much, Roy, for putting that in the chat. I appreciate it. John. Again, once again, thank you, sir. And community, thank you all for being very lively in the chat. You were very welcoming to our guests today. Thank you
to our moderators as well. Our moderators
mods.
who do an amazing job, by the way. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, John. Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys. Well, we're going to let you off to the rest of your weekend. Hope you have an amazing weekend. For John Dixon here in Biz Development, I'm Pj Krypto, and we'll both see you on the moon. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye now.